Hey, good morning, drama fans. So, Vegas has broken down Tuna's codcast. I think she's uploaded another one. I don't know, because I don't check it. It's just something stupid. Let me just have a quick look here and see. Tanya talked about Kevin, about bullying, part 3. TikTok users and influencers. Yeah, so she has.
Before the next batch of uploads come out, they will all contain this trigger warning.
I think
As
this
the
one's about the
content
law.
coming from this tuna Tanya's mouth is violent, disturbing at
Oh,
times.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer
kind of excited now. What's she been saying?
discretion is advised.
I just hate to sit on tuna fish. I do not fit. Life's a call and make y'all it. I just hate to sit on tuna fish.
The
I do
leaked
not
episode.
fit. Life's a call and make y'all it. I just hate to sit on tuna fish.
Welcome to episode 7 of Tanya's Talk.
7?
Thank you for listening. Over the past few episodes, I have touched upon trolling and bullying. But what did I do to protect myself and my family from trolling that had crossed the line and became a criminal offence?
Criminal offence? I didn't know what anyone's doing's illegal.
Malicious
did nothing.
communications is an offence under the Malicious Communications Act 1988, which in a magistrate's court can carry a custodial sentence of up to 12 months and or a fine following a conviction, or up to 2 years if convicted in the Crown Court.
And obviously, I think I've not seen this, so obviously, I think Vegas is going to correct her because it sounds like she's reading from a Google one. 12 months. Yeah, I think she's reading from Google again.
So again, Tuna, you're just quoting from Google. For someone who claims she studied law, she is so thick. Firstly, if you're going to quote law, quote it from the government website on laws and acts.
Exactly.
Then go to Crown Prosecution Service website to read up the charges and what criteria must be met.
So all malicious communications that either posed a threat or put me and my house at risk were reported to the Met Police.
And they did nothing?
I made my first report over the phone and never heard anything back.
You won't if there's not enough to go on.
I now had a man who was driving past and posting my house on social media, another man who was telling people that me and my boyfriend are paedophiles, and another man who was stalking and harassing.
And let me guess, each person's Vegas. Poor Vegas is getting the blame for everything.
I had the evidence of what these men had done, as well as their names and addresses.
Stop it. Get some help.
You've got the names and addresses. Jesus.
So this time, I had an interview
How?
at the police station to report them to ensure that I was taken seriously, having had my first report ignored. Being the early days of reporting to the police, my mental health had suffered at learning that the police had no interest at the severity of what was happening.
Self-diagnosed mental health
Yeah.
doesn't count, Tuna.
Now, had they have done their jobs accordingly under the Malicious Communications Act, a lot of what went on to happen could have been prevented.
They did their job properly, but your evidence obviously didn't meet
Exactly.
the threshold. Probably because it can't be
I mean,
proven.
exactly how are you supposed to prove that someone's driving up and down your street, posting videos, but why didn't you show them the videos of them posting your address? Why didn't she show that? That would have been evidence enough, unless it's not true. Because I've never seen videos like that. And how can she prove somebody was driving down the street posting recording? Did she see this? And obviously, if she did, it's hearsay. Her word against another person's. She can't claim somebody driving down the street, maybe even holding the phone up, could be looking at a text message because of the glare from the sun. So she can't be claiming that they're recording her. And again, there's no videos posted online.
As most of it's made up.
And isn't that the job of a police officer, to prevent crime? But for some reason,
no
the
crimes
Malicious
happened?
Communications Act didn't seem to be an act that they were enforcing.
They are
How's that malicious communication? They do understand what malicious communications is, right? Recording someone in public isn't malicious communications. She understands what communications mean, right? I mean, she claims she studied law. I mean, I'm confused.
enforcing it. Why do you think your nitty unwashed boyfriend has so many on his record?
Exactly.
In fact, the police would do and suggest every reason for why they couldn't, or should I say wouldn't, pursue any of my allegations.
Because as long as you haven't blocked, stopped speaking about it is enough to prove
Exactly.
it won't stand in front of jury.
Upon chasing up where the police were at regarding their investigations, and why the same people were still able to carry on as the police were taking so long, some of the excuses not to pursue were mind-blowingly shocking. For
Really.
example, the man
Mind-blowing.
who called me and my boyfriend in Birmingham High Street on a microphone whilst live on TikTok, bringing danger and risk to us and our families, could not be pursued as we would need to prove the man in question was actually inside the house of the address that we had given.
That's not malicious communication. then.
Exactly.
That's attempting to claim stalking, a different and more severe crime.
This was when I came to realise my boyfriend wasn't as crazy as I and others thought when he often voiced in frustration, "The police are trolls."
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
The police are corrupt. Yes. They're lazy, yes. Trolls, I don't know about that. But something was very wrong.
Excuse me, I think you'll find I put a lot of effort into my videos. A lot of effort. I mean, yeah, when I go back to work, it won't be as many or as much effort, but still, I'm taking the time that I've got off into doing something constructive, in actually doing something I like and enjoy.
In that they would not protect me and my family.
Could it possibly be down to the fact you're a lying tuna fish who, like Nitty, abuses the system when no crime has been committed?
Exactly, Kevin does it all the time. Rings the police over stupid little things and expects results, but doesn't expect them, which they do take time for results, but he expects them like finger snap fast, like immediately.
Thinking that maybe the police were still unable to recognise cyberbullying or how to deal with it, I was more than happy to volunteer the information that they needed.
What you mean in common talk is you were going to be a
Karen.
sovereign citizen and try and educate the police on the law. And, like Nitty, tell them what to do and do it now.
There, do it
TikTok
now.
has a page specifically for law enforcement setting out guidelines. The page can be found at TikTok Law Enforcement Guidelines. This guides the police on how to simply contact them for an IP address. So why
Really?
was this very important information TikTok has shared with the police in order to protect people from online abuse?
And how's that supposed to work if people are using a VPN? I use a VPN. I use a VPN so I can watch American TV. Because I'm an American football fan. I'm a Buckeyes fan. So to watch that, I have to use a VPN. So that changes your IP address. So if they were to trace me, they'd trace me in America. Dummy.
Never used.
So again, Tuna, did you read any of it or say there is just a page as again there are legal obligations? Plus again, lawyer Tuna shows her lack of legal knowledge again. Let me educate you.
Don't the police not need a warrant to obtain that kind of information? I'm sure they do. They can't just request it.
What took me 10 seconds to find. There are reasons why the police can't just go and get an IP address. Just go look
Yeah, the
at
Data
the
Protection
government
Act.
guidelines. It's to do with data protection and also that IP address cannot be used. as it's not proof of the person you're making accusations
Exactly.
about.
While some police officers appeared impartial, shocked, or even concerned, the majority were ignorant, uneducated, and potentially biased had they seen my boyfriend on social media and the level of hate he was receiving.
Yeah, but if they've seen your boyfriend on social media, then they've seen it. They've seen why he gets hate. Just imagine if the police came up to me about my YouTube videos. God, there'd be an investigation open on Kevin straight away.
2 female officers.
I just got notification. That's a video I posted of Kevin running out of the living room when his dad came home when he was doing his OF. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Attended to take my statement when I reported a man who thought it is okay to threaten me by sending me a picture of a gun and a knife that he had claimed to own. Having studied some criminal law around the topic of threats,
the lie detector determined that was a lie.
I was aware that if a person feels at risk or perceives something to be a threat, as would a reasonable person, then it's a threat. This policewoman had different ideas. She read the conversation and said she sees no threat. I went on to tell her exactly why I consider it to be a threat and who my boyfriend is on social media.
That wouldn't matter. It really wouldn't matter who your boyfriend is on social media. What? That just sounds like that she's expecting special treatment. Just like a Karen would.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Just because you perceived it to be a threat is not enough for the police to act. There has to be proof of a threat.
Exactly.
There has to be clear evidence of a threat. Because CPS need to be 100% a jury will see that as a threat. That's the first thing you learn in law. These are just 2 examples of books. You would need to start a legal degree, again proving your legal studies were total and lies, or you were just so bad at it that you would never have passed it in a million years.
Her reply was that she knew him. She had seen stuff on TikTok.
Oh, God.
Can you smell that? What is that? Sheep, is it? It's cows.
I've got to admit, Vegas's editing is brilliant. I really can't wait until I'm at that level of editing.
So right there I stopped her and told her that that makes sense as to why she was trying to avoid taking the threat seriously. I told her I believe she is biased and she had no right to take my statement or even be in my house, knowing who we were and having a biased opinion. I told her to leave and I reported her.
Really?
So like we have seen before, you probably started shouting,
Probably.
swearing and getting gobby. So before the next...
Probably. She probably did. Like I said, like she's expecting special treatment, so she would have acted like a Karen. Demanding. Just ridiculous. So yeah, I'll keep up on this. You know, when he uploads another one. Because they're funny. Like I said, I love Vegas's editing. Anyway, until then, I'll catch you in the next one. Hey guys. So Vegas has uploaded the full lot. So I might as well just do them all.
Viewers may find the following video disturbing.
I'm just hoping I can upload them.
But funnily enough, just a couple of weeks later, if that, officers turned up at my house. I hadn't called them, so to begin with, I ignored them. But they were adamant to have someone open the door.
Well,
They
yeah.
called me on my phone and they said I needed to go to the door as they are here for a welfare check. But thankfully, by this point, I had no trust in the police and I refused
Thankfully at this point. What an idiot.
to open the door.
You said you didn't trust them long before this incident.
I told them I'm fine, that we were all in bed, and asked them to please go away. She then changed her reason for being at the door and said, "We have concerns for the children in the house." Well, that's funny because all my children are adults. But she said one of them should open the door to let them know that they're okay. But they also didn't feel comfortable with this.
Yeah.
And
What have you been telling them, though? What have you been drilling into them?
They said over the
Parental alienation, I do believe it's called. Or at least that's what it's an American thing. It might not be a British thing, but I have heard of it. Parental alienation. Where the parent will just alienate the child or the young adult.
phone that they're fine. So once again, the officer changed her reasons for being at my door. She now claimed that a crime had been committed inside of my house. Now finding the situation more than alarming, I asked who had committed the crime, and she said that it was me and I needed to open the door.
When the police do a welfare check, they have to physically see. If you are refusing to open the door, then you are breaking the law and not following police actions. That makes you the criminal.
I told her, before I open the door, I want to know what it is that I have done. And with that, her reason changed once again. Now her reason for being here was that my granddaughter was in the house and may be at risk.
The policewoman will have been getting updated details while on scene through her radio, which you would not have heard.
Thankfully, my granddaughter was away on holiday with another family member. So the easy solution was, rather than coming to my house where she isn't, go to the house of where she is. I put the officer on the phone to the family member via loudspeaker, and I could hear the officer telling them that I was going crazy and being offensive towards them. This wasn't true, and thank God I wasn't alone. They told the family member that the police will need to attend their property to check on my granddaughter. So the following day, they waited patiently, but to no surprise, no police attended. I phoned
I don't know, that sounds like that's made up, that. I mean, if that was the case, then when she went on her Instagram rants, she would have been ranting about it. And I was watching that every single Instagram. So, no, that does sound made up.
One, to find out what it was all about, but there was no log of this police visit.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Yeah. See, I'm not the only
There
one.
will be, but they can't tell you about it.
So all I can think from that is that they were possibly at my house to attack me. Or at least this was now my new perception of the Met Police.
What
No.
you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Exactly. I mean, the police wouldn't be there to attack someone because these days everyone has cameras at the door. I've got, well, my dad's got 4 in the back, 3 in the front because we've got a Ring doorbell as well. And so there's only one, the Ring doorbell that you can see, and the one big one because it's got night vision. The other ones, you can't see them. They're really well hidden.
Over the next year, many more reports were made and ignored.
That's probably
due
why.
to no evidence. But you haven't answered why you can't be alone with your granddaughter, and why Nitty isn't allowed over
Exactly.
yours.
The problem had escalated, causing more effects to my mental health. I
Fake.
couldn't understand how it was okay to be a human punch bag for all those disturbed individuals.
Are we, the
What?
majority, all disturbed and wrong, or is it just you?
And at this time, I thought it was only me. I saved my sanity by learning that police are very negligent when it comes to investigating and dealing with cyberbullying and malicious communications.
Emotional, damn it!
No, the police still
That
have
always
to
gets
follow
me.
guidelines for an arrestable offense.
But this wasn't all that the police were negligent in doing. They also neglected harassment allegations, which as a result later turned to violence.
Really?
Which wasn't only neglected by the police, but they outright lied about the entire investigation.
Okay.
I knew of this man living in the next street from me
Oh,
via
Simon.
my old job.
The job you got fired from because you kept being mouthy, abusive, causing trouble at.
I was going through some hard
Wasn't that Tesco's? No, the Co-op. I'm sure that was the Co-op.
times which had got us talking. He would come to my house and we would have our chats, and then he would leave. There was never any indication of more than friendship from either of us.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
When I first introduced him to my boyfriend, it was as though he was starstruck. And it wasn't long until he saw himself as what he described as disgusting, the trolling that my boyfriend was enduring.
Can you smell that? What is that? Sheep, is it?
I love
It's
Only
cows.
Fools and Horses as well.
No, I know what it is. It's
And it wasn't long until he learned the attention that you can get from being hateful and sadistic on the internet. He started saying the most vicious lies about sexual assault towards my children and body shamed me in every way that he could.
More tuna lies
Yeah.
comes from your own mouth, your own fundraiser where you mention the essay and the body issues because of your teeth and neglect.
I felt violated that I have ever entertained such a calculated and callous excuse of a man. It went on for months, and in that short time, I had reported him 3 times to the police.
You are really sounding like Nitty Kevin.
Idiot, she is. I mean, isn't there such law in the UK as continuously filing false reports? You know, where you can actually get into trouble for filing them false reports. I'm pretty sure there is.
To the police about everything with no evidence, then cries and bitches when they do nothing because you demand actions based on your say
Exactly.
so.
The police advised him to leave me alone, but in this day and age, who really gives the police say? A few months ago, with this vile individual causing me a lot of stress, he turned to using violence after shouting, "My boyfriend is a paedophile,"
Well, if the boot fits.
in front of people, including children. I told him I was recording him, and then he approached me and he hit me round the head.
Tell the truth, Tuna. You were in his face shouting, swearing, screaming like a child having a tantrum. If you're going to tell an incident, tell the full truth, not...
I mean, didn't she also accuse Kevin of that? That it was Kevin that set it up? Because I'm sure she says that she was going to go to the police and get him banned from social media. Because he was a danger.
Make it up. Otherwise, the codcast is just a fictional story time with
It
Tuna.
is.
This man, sitting in his parents' bedroom, receiving PIP, had no place in my life or my head. He had to be about the most vulgar man towards women that I'd
Really?
ever met.
Really compared to what Nitty has said and done.
But what did bother me was the interaction with 2 male officers who attended to take my statement. Before I'd even sat down, one officer started to tell me that I should know this will probably amount to nothing.
He was being honest as he said, she said.
Exactly.
It's hard to get any kind of prosecution on.
And she says that she was recording him. So that should have been evidence of her screaming and shouting at him as well. But obviously she wouldn't have shown that.
That was it for me. It was an immediate relationship breakdown with that officer.
Some viewers may
I'm just
find
going to
the
play them
following
all.
video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
So I stood my ground, and I told him if he sees no wrong in men hitting women, I suggest he have no opinion and stay quiet.
So sounds like you started mouthing off at the officer.
Yeah.
When it comes
Does.
to law, there is no difference on man versus man, woman versus woman, man versus woman, or woman versus man.
Equal Rights Act. That's what it is, the Equal Rights Act.
When it comes to violence, but you're playing the crying I'm 5 foot tiny tuna card again.
He went on to say, but you have no witnesses. Now, firstly, yes, I did. Secondly, why such a rush to presume that I didn't? I marched them straight to where the incident took place, and the officer...
Marched them.
The other officer was triggering me with his remarks, so I called a friend to listen in and made the officer aware so that he could change his attitude.
That will have the opposite effect if you're being a tuna Karen.
I gave my statement, I told him the backstory, even the comments about raping women and children.
What?
The following morning I received a text saying the man was arrested, and after admitting it due to being a first offence, he won't be charged, but just given a community resolution. This means he can show remorse for his actions and apologise to the victim. But a few things were wrong with this. This wasn't...
She wanted more to happen. Like, she would have probably be expected him to serve 25 to life in prison, kind of thing.
First offence. He had committed offences under the Malicious Communications Act and under the Stalking and Harassment Act.
Again, Tuna, your legal degree fails you. Lawyers need to know about CPE sentencing guidelines, as they are relevant. First offense guidelines were followed by the police. The other offenses are unrelated to violence, and can you prove they are true, as you like making things up?
Exactly.
And how was this man who caused me so much harm going to deliver the apology? By letter, by phone, or at my door? I didn't want an apology from him. I wanted him to just leave me alone.
No, you wanted him to serve time, or something worse.
Stop spreading hateful lies, and to be made an example of for others that think they can get away
Made
with
an example of.
online.
What you wanted was him hung,
Yeah.
drawn and quartered because you can't shut your mouth. You like to quote Google when it suits you, but don't when it doesn't. There is no order saying they have to apologize. It can be a recommendation, but more likely was told to just ignore you.
I was told I have no choice in the matter. So I contacted where he works to update them. As I had been showing his manager what he had been doing.
Translation, you didn't like what the police did, so you decided to harass his work. Not the first time you have harassed a place of work. I'm talking from experience.
I also reported him to my housing, who sent me a diary log. After the arrest for attacking me, he continued to post derogative, spiteful videos.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
I was going to say, I've seen no videos.
And this proved that the community resolution was not the fair choice, but the convenient choice for the officer, as their workload ends with that community resolution. I was told by someone not long after, who was recently chased by somebody with a knife, and was also given a community resolution. So it seems that this is the get out of work card for officers to now rely on.
No. For someone to be arrested, I don't know if it's the same as the South, but up here in the North, if the officer doesn't like a person, or if they can't be bothered, they'll straight away, or even if they're bored, they'll arrest anyone for a Section 5 public order offence. That's their go-to up here.
My housing said they could assist me with a move, and there were things that they can do to help us. However, they would need the police to let them know and confirm what I had told them. It took my breath away when the housing wrote to me explaining my case is closed due to the police saying me and this man are friends.
Because Simon had the chance to prove everything to the police. You're welcome, Simon, for accepting my guidance and evidence I sent to you. I kept that quiet until today.
Another policewoman was repeating how she is going to end the call with me if I didn't stop shouting.
Well, stop shouting.
Because I was speaking so calmly, the level I'm speaking now, but she just kept repeating it.
The police officer or call handler on the phone would not have said that unless you were screaming, shouting, making threats, etc.
Not just that, but aren't them calls recorded? For training and other purposes. I'm sure they record their conversations.
And they're trained to know if you're shouting directly at them or the situation.
In the end, I just asked her if she was mad. I made a complaint and had them listen to the call. But anyone who has made a complaint will know they're not worth the paper that they're written on.
Wrong again, Tuna.
What an idiot.
They are used to decide what to do. If there was reasonable grounds for your complaint, the call handler would have been made to listen and reflect on the call. They could have got a warning, fired, or put on retraining as a qualified clinical auditor for 111 and 999. The policy applies for both the police and ambulance service. You may get a call back advising you what happened, especially if they were in the wrong.
With regards to the stalking and harassing situation, this man is costing our services valuable time.
Really?
Small businesses, loss of earnings. Hotels, damaging reviews. He's been reported by myself, my boyfriend, and other women.
Really?
Who've come forward reporting harassment.
Again, Tuna Amber Heard, you are saying stuff with no proof
Exactly.
or things I have receipts for. Many people have called hotels, shops, left bad reviews. Stop thinking every troll is me.
They need to.
I'd be very, very interested to hear what the police have to say. If I was to ask them, how is this man managing to cause the amount of damage that he is causing for the amount of time?
They will say every time you, Tuna, or Unity have called us, and we have spoken to him, that Vegasbrit has provided photographic and video evidence proving you're both a dirty pair of lying diseased fish. Stop bugging us as wasting our time with your bullshit.
Trolling. So if you've listened
He
to
timed that good.
episodes, you'll have an idea of who a troll is.
Yes, Tuna, you have done a codcast proving you're the biggest troll, and Kev's #1 troll.
I mean, she has.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Now, one of the trolls' favourites that they think gets to me is that they think I'm my boyfriend's biggest troll.
Well, if the boot fits.
So, to answer that, then if you define my actions as a troll, then sure, I'll take it.
I mean, you are.
Because I will be the first one messaging him when he oversteps the mark, and I will damn right defend myself when we argue. And whether that be on or off social media, I will also be the first to criticise content that I don't think is good, and I'll also sometimes even lose my mind.
Have you criticized the way he speaks to women? The way he said cancer is karma? The way he encourages and messages underage supporters and gifters? No, you haven't. Plus, anyone in a relationship will agree with me. They have never called their partner a hebephile, a groomer, etc.
Exactly.
So, the trolls, we'll call this episode Why We Trolled Each Other. First seeing my boyfriend live, although shocked, I didn't judge who I saw by comments of strangers.
Yes, you
I
did.
formed my own judgment and my own opinion. And I saw a man who was brave, confident, and had no desire to let people's hateful words prevent him from carrying on.
Really? Because lately, I mean, that's all he normally talks about is the trolls. Especially lately.
And not allowing his mental health to become affected.
What the wrong with you?
I'm not sure if it was a few weeks or a few months when I experienced my first mental health crash, which was caused by trolling, in which I lashed out at my boyfriend by taking his phone and going live on his TikTok account without him knowing. I say trolls pushed me to breaking point.
Really?
But had he been more supportive, understood I was struggling, I may not have been as affected. I had been sucked into the toxic world of where everything was everyone's business to have an...
And the first time you had this so-called mental breakdown, you should have came off TikTok. Put your own well-being first, but you didn't. So obviously it's fake.
...opinion or make judgment. And we were arguing, and I wanted the truth heard.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the
Yeah,
world's
smallest violin.
On how
Brilliant.
I was being so dismissive of what was being done and how my life was just falling from beneath my feet. Looking back now, I believe he had been so used to being trolled he didn't truly understand how much emotional pain I was in. With EUPD, emotions are heightened, and my feelings to strangers' stupidity were most definitely exacerbated by EUPD.
self-diagnosed borderline personality
Self-diagnosed.
disorder, and you're not stating the symptoms correctly, proving it's lies.
During the live, someone watching had called the police for a domestic. And once the police arrived, they had him removed from my house.
Yeah, you see, that asked you. I remember that. I was there. I was recording it. It was she asked him. That asked her, "Do you want him gone?" And she sat there on the step crying, saying, "Yeah."
Jumped on this and started saying that we faked domestic violence.
Well, you have faked DV several times. You was gonna kick your daughter out for him to stay.
Exactly.
Ellie and Jack both hate Nitty to this day, but you still pick him over your own flesh and blood.
And
that's what they were waiting for on the steps, for the Uber to arrive to take Ellie to the hotel. I mean, you just wouldn't, would you? You would have kicked him out. He's only a boyfriend.
it was at this point when I became really frustrated, because whatever we said, whatever we did, whatever we went through, trolls were fantastic at manipulating it.
Really?
We can't manipulate what comes out of your mouth,
exactly.
Or you upload, or you stream live. Every time you open your mouth, all I can hear and see is Amber Heard on the stand lying, blaming everyone else when all evidence pointed back to her.
I really can't wait till my editing skills are like this. So funny.
My boyfriend's answer to my fast deteriorating mental health was to go on holidays, travel, or stay in hotels to relax.
No tuna, the holidays are for his ego of thinking he is a celebrity.
Yeah.
For getting away from police investigations. For getting away because he is scared as he has upset people who will hurt him seriously.
None of these things were the answer. One huge opposite with me and my boyfriend is that I'm used to being private and he's very public. He knew from the beginning that whatever we went through together was to stay private.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop lying.
Tuna, you have always put everything across TikTok.
And Instagram.
Your blog and now on a codcast. For wanting to be private, you do the exact opposite and to the extreme.
I mean, it's true.
So one day, I had suggested we do a walk from London to Scotland together. And let's start showing the side to him that I fell in love with.
Really?
Sadly, we only got as far as Milton Keynes, where the walk and our relationship came to an end.
Really? Yeah.
He had been attacked with eggs and chased by someone who had been trolling him.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Wasn't chased with eggs. He was sat in McDonald's and an egg was thrown off him, but he wasn't chased.
The following morning, he had to make the choice of going home due to having injured his foot.
Ridiculous.
There was no way that he could have carried on. However, I wasn't prepared to have got that far to quit, and I wanted to continue, and so I did. I don't very often watch my boyfriend live due to how toxic trolls can be, but that day I did.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
I wanted to know that he was okay. Then my heart stopped beating for what felt like 10 minutes when I heard him, for the second time, tell people on TikTok that I had abused him and that I had hit him.
Yeah.
He was so angry. He was so hurt. He was lashing out at me with such vengeance. But why? He was dueling people and telling them how much of a bad girlfriend I am. He was really, really going for me. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't comprehend how he could want to hurt me and damage me. What was I doing?
Part of this
Would you please shut the hell up?
I mean, even after all that, it's like Kevin. Kevin purposely goes around and tries to collect information on people. Like, look at what he's saying about Tyrone, that he wants evidence against him. For what? To blackmail him. It's like he's done it with K Funds and he's done it with G Crew already. And he's done it with her. Like, shown proof. Or somewhat of proof. Just to blackmail people.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Great, fantastic. She has shown her face and given me a brilliant example because I have no issue with going on another platform and showing these people. I will be saying all their names. I will be showing their faces.
Really?
Such as Pearl.
So like Nitty, you're now attacking the traveling community.
I will be showing their faces. I will be saying their names because you can't shut that down everywhere. You can take it off of TikTok, but you can't take it off of a live on Instagram.
Wrong tuna fish.
Yeah, it can be taken down.
Harassment will get it removed, you dumb.
So that is what I will be doing. So this woman, she claims that my boyfriend and myself have been harassing her for...
She was going to say Mr. UK TikTok there.
3 months. Now, I had no idea who this silly woman was. Who this outrageous, evil, vile bitch. I have had no clue who she is, and I've had no interest in who she is. But she would also claims that me and my boyfriend have been sending her reefs, saying her dad is dead.
Zoe.
But he's not dead yet.
More lies from you bees. We have seen the proof.
Yeah.
I mean, this has got to be the lowest form of woman to date.
No, Kevin. No, tuna, I mean, you're the lowest woman to date.
All of the most disgusting, attention-seeking attempts of all time.
And what's all this?
Now, how... She doesn't even know my name. Go by the video. Tanya Cunningham or whatever it is. Yeah, exactly, lady. How do I know where you live?
Hasn't she used that name before? I know it's Cummings, but I'm sure she's used Cummingham. I'm positive she's used that name before.
How do we know where you live? You barefaced, rotten liar. That's what you are. Be ashamed of yourself. Your dad will be ashamed of you.
Wow, really?
Your dad would be utterly ashamed of you.
Now that there is just trying to scare someone into stop doing what they're doing. By saying things like that.
Your mouth is being vile. Ladies and gentlemen, the real Tanya. I am not a fan of violence, but I dream of the day both you and Nitty get seriously hurt and injured.
It's gonna happen.
At least you both deserve, you pair of...
Now, this reef that we sent you, go and waste your own money and go and buy one so that we can say, show us the reef we sent. I want you to go and wait. They're not cheap. Go and waste your money and buy one for evidence to give your lie more credibility. I don't care. We're all gonna leave this world. We are all leaving this world one day. We will all die. You're not.
Well, obviously.
The only thing we don't know is when or how. But what we do know is, for those that believe in heaven and hell, afterlife, I can guarantee you, lady, I can guarantee you this. There is a hot seat waiting for you in hell.
Wow. Really? Really, Tuna? And where do you think you and that dirty little boyfriend of yours is going to go?
And it will remind you of what you used your own father for. As well as alien. Probably lying. But why do you need to tell a story that you were abused in a children's home?
It's called opening up about things.
Exactly.
You may have kept quiet for years. It takes a very strong person to do that.
And did you not hear what she says? He's probably lying. Probably. Really? Really, Tuna?
For a sick, twisted like you to weaponize it.
Before hating and lying on somebody. We know why. Because the two don't link. The two don't have relevance of what you're saying. You want to just blurt things out like that. It's disgusting to me.
You're really disgusting.
To me. Right before you say, and then Kevin took advantage of me. No.
Well, he does.
No. You take advantage of people yourself. You do that. That's what you do. So that was just a little quick rant. We've got Alien, we've got Pearl. Pearl, what's Pearl done? Pearl used to duel my boyfriend, happy to duel him, happy to talk to him, happy to get more followers, happy to get gifted, happy to get views, happy to get comments. And then boom, realizes, hold on a second, I want to raise money for somebody. What's the best way to do that? Oh yes, let's go call him a paedophile. I will get loads of views.
Well, if the boot
and I'll
fits.
get loads of gifts because people.
Why does she think that? The both of them think that because they call Kevin these names, it gets them views. I call them these names. I don't get more views. So there's that theory blown out the water.
Trolls will come and gift. And then I can give that hate money for putting her family at risk, for saying the most dangerous, hateful lies, which we can also say back.
Shut up. Your boyfriend was proved again to be messaging kids.
Exactly.
Pearl, when dueling Kevin, would block or mute anyone who trolled Kevin.
And even wanting to claim you've got proof. Twice the lie, twice the danger.
How do you know? How do you know it's twice the lie? They could have proof. They could have multiple bits of proof. Just like I have.
For money to give to somebody else. Well, I'm going to be contacting that person that Pearl is raising money for. And I'm going to tell her exactly how she's raising that money.
Really? I don't think she'll care.
Go to hell. You'll all go to hell. Believe it or don't believe it while you're alive. I don't care. I don't care about you. You don't affect me.
You don't care about them and it doesn't affect you. Well, it sure sounds like you do and that it does affect you.
What affects me is just knowing how much of it is in the world when I've got people in this world that I love and care about. That's what affects me. So we'll keep coming for you. We will keep on shouting out. We will keep encouraging other people. Don't be scared.
Basically what she's saying is that she's going to keep having a tantrum. The both of them are. They're going to keep having that tantrum until somebody pays attention to them.
Don't be scared of bullies on an internet calling you names. Don't be scared of people that lie.
Who sees the scared?
Live your life. Live your life free as a bird and have your free speech too. Because
I mean, if you think back at the beginning to now, it sounds like the drugs are kicking in. Like all of a sudden, whatever she's taken, it's kicked in.
if you can make a TikTok video using my full name, saying the most awful lies, I can do the same back, and I'm coming for you. And Gemma Jones, you're the biggest nutcase.
Who's Gemma Jones?
You're completely off of your rocker, and you need psychiatric help.
Really?
You need psychiatric help immediately.
So you can recognise when someone needs psychiatric help, but you don't recognise it when you look in the mirror. And who's Gemma Jones? I don't know that person.
In your message say you've got children, you definitely need help, because I'm scared that your children will be as spiteful and vicious and wrong as you.
Attacking children, you
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
What's coming for you?
They're adults.
Who attacks kids?
Go look in the mirror, guys. Go look in the mirror at your evil eyes. See if you can see through them. See if you recognise yourself for what you are.
Yeah, I recognise myself.
The family members you lie about.
I don't think I've got evil eyes. I got lovely eyes. My eyes are 3 different colours. Brown, blue and green. I know you can't see it right now, but I did post a picture on the community tab. I might post another one. But yeah, I think I've got lovely eyes. And I recognise myself. Hi, Link. See, I'm talking to myself.
You make. Go look in the mirror. You repulse me. And you repulse many others too. Good
Really?
luck.
Do I repulse any of you guys? I don't think I do. I'd like to think I don't. Yeah, so that was the last one. He hasn't uploaded any more. I can't exactly remember how many he's uploaded. But yeah, what I'll do is I'll obviously like it, and when he uploads some more, I'll do a part 2. So I'll add all these together, yeah, I'll do that. Okay, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one.